Hey everyone, I'm Ben from Ellii, and in this video I'm going to show you this new lesson planner that we've created within your classes at Ellii. It's really cool and we're really excited to show it to you. We think that a more organized teacher is a better teacher, and so we've designed this lesson planner to help you stay more organized, get a bird's eye view of everything that you're working on with your class, past, present, and future. And we've also tried to make it very, very easy and super simple to assign lessons to your students. So I want to show you how this new lesson planner works. It's within any one of your classes or new classes that you create. So I've created a little class here called Intermediate Conversation Class, and it's for intermediate students. It's for adults, and it's a conversational English class. So a lot of the topics that I've chosen, or the lessons that I've chosen to put in here from Ellii, revolve around current events, trending topics in the news, that kind of thing. And you can see here that I've got some material, some lessons already stacked inside of this Kanban board that we've created. We think that a Kanban board as a lesson planner is a great way to stay really organized with your classes, and we want to show you sort of our take on how that can be used as a lesson planner. All right, so we've created 3 lanes. The first lane that you have in your class is called prepping. The second lane is teaching, and the third lane is taught. Prepping is anything that you're planning to do in the future with your students. So they have no access to this content in this lane. There's 3 items in here: UFOs and aliens, mysterious objects in North American airspace, and automation. None of those lessons your students can see. I can change the order that I might want to teach them in, so maybe I want to teach this one next week and this one the week after, but I think actually I'll move the UFOs and aliens up and make that the next one that we're going to teach. All right, so that's the prepping lane. You can use that to have only a few items in there for the next couple of classes, or you can also stack your whole curriculum in there for the next several weeks or for the whole term or the whole semester, and get an understanding of what you're going to teach all semester long. I prefer to keep it a little bit small and only have a few in there. The next lane over is your teaching lane, this one right here with space tourism in it. Any lesson that you drag and drop into that lane, your students will have instant access to. So if I were to drag and drop this one in here, the next time my students log in, automatically they have access to that lesson. They can complete it on their own time. Right now, they have space tourism as the lesson that's in focus for their student accounts, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. It looks different than this from the student side. I'm going to show you what that looks like as a student in just a couple of moments from now. All right, so anything in teaching, the students have instant access to. Anything that's in taught, your students will also have access to. So when you're finished, you drag it into taught and you drop it in there. But the difference for the student is that it gets out of the way. It goes into another area called past, or past lessons for the students. So it's all there, accessible, but it's out of the way, it's out of focus. We want your students to stay focused on what is happening this week or today, and that's why we have this teaching lane, and we make it really simple for your students to find the lessons that they need to get. All right, so if I were to finish this lesson, I would put it into here. You can see here that the sort of the theme of what I was working on the last few weeks was stuff related to stress and stuff like that. The way that it started is we started with this lesson on driverless cars, and that led us to do a lesson on distracted driving, a conversational lesson on distracted driving. That led to burnout, which led to stress, which led to busy disease, and then we just changed topics altogether, and we started working on some lessons around space tourism, but I kind of want to stick with that theme, so my next lesson after that is UFOs and aliens, and then we're going to do this mysterious objects in North America. All right. Down here is saved and recommended. It's an area where I can put content that I'm not sure when I'm going to use with my class, but I think I might use it at some point. So I can dump lessons in there anytime I see a lesson on Ellii that I think would be useful for this class, but I'm just not sure when. So if I open this up, you can see that there's a bunch of lessons in here that are all sort of related to conversational English, some famous people, some famous places, some discussion starter lessons, that kind of thing. They're all in here under saved, and they're ones that I've put in there previously as I've been searching Ellii. There's also an area up here called recommended, and these are not things that I've put into the to this bucket, but it's something that Ellii itself has recommended to me based on the attributes of my class and based on what I have or have not done in the past with my students. So if I click into that, you can see these are the recommendations right now that it's suggesting that my students might want to read about or talk about in class. All right, so that's the saved and recommended. Now, if I'm browsing the site and want to put something into that saved and recommended, I've got this other tab open here with a section from Ellii. This is Famous Places. It's a popular section on the site. It's great for conversational English. And I saw a lesson here that I thought might go with that space and aviation theme. It was, where was it here? It was here under Mysteries, Bermuda Triangle. That goes really well with space and aviation. So I'm going to click that one. And when I go into this lesson, all I have to do, if I think that this might be the lesson that I want to do with my students later, I can just click right here, Add to Class, and I can put it right into the class that I want. In this case, it's the Intermediate Conversation class. And I can drop it into Saved and Recommended, or I can put it right into Prepping or right into Teaching. I'm going to put it into Prepping right now. So it'll go in there. And the next time I come back to this page, if I refresh and arrive on this page next time, it's going to be sitting right in the right column that I needed to get to under Prepping. So let's just refresh now, and there it is, Bermuda Triangle. However, I don't want that to be next week's lesson. I still want UFOs and aliens to be the next one. Maybe in 3 weeks from now, we'll do the Bermuda Triangle. Really easy way to stay organized, really easy way to plan ahead. All right, let's move an item into teaching and let's show you what it looks like for the student. So let me first show you right now how a student's page looks. I'll click in here. I'll go into classes. This is a student that I've set up here, Amir. Amir has 2 classes, a grammar practice class that he's in and my intermediate conversation class. Those are the 2 classes that he'll see when he first logs into Ellii. So he'll go ahead and click into intermediate conversation class. There's the space tourism lesson sitting right there front and center under current. And if he clicks to past, he can see all those past lessons that he's done before in the previous week. So busy disease and stress, burnout, etc. Maybe he wants to go back and do those again, or maybe he hasn't completed them. This busy disease lesson, he did most of it, but he missed this last exercise. He never started it, so he could go in and finish that now if he wanted to. It's always available, always accessible to him. But now I'm back here on current. There it is. There's the space tourism lesson. He started on one of these tasks already, hasn't done any of the others. He's got to complete those soon because we're going to be wrapping that up soon in class. All right, let's go back and see what it looks like as a teacher. Oh, sorry, just want to queue up one thing here. I'll go back to this page here, space tourism. And let's go look what it looks like as a teacher. I drag this lesson, UFOs and aliens, into teaching and just drop it in there. And now there's 2 items that are queued up for the student. There's space tourism that Amir is already working on and UFOs and aliens that he's going to do next, but he has access to that now. So let's go ahead and look at this. The next time that he logs in, he'll see UFOs and aliens there. It's that simple. You just drag the lesson into the teaching column and your students will have access to that assignment. He can go in and look at this, and there's all of the activities that you have to do. However, you'll notice here there's no due date, and there's also no note from the teacher. So it might be useful for the teacher to leave a note to the student. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like too and how you do that. Really simple too. I'll go back to the teacher's side. I'll click on this card here, UFOs and aliens, and the card pops up and I can do a couple things. I can set a due date, so maybe I'll make it March 17th. I could set a time too if I wanted, but I'll just make it end of day, March 17th. That's when you've got to finish that by. I can leave a little note. Please do all of the tasks except for the discussion task. We will do that one in class. Good luck and try your best. Something like that. So I can leave a little note to my students. There we go. And I'll hit save. And the next time my student comes and goes and clicks in, goes and logs in as a student, I'll go back here. He clicks on UFOs and aliens. There's that due date. And here is the note from the teacher to the student. Very simple, very quick, very easy to do. In just a couple seconds, you drag and drop a lesson into the teaching column, you leave a note, and your student has immediate access to it. And now I'm also going to just move this lesson from teaching to taught, because we're done with it now. And that's the order that we've done it in. It's out of the way. And the next time my student, Amir, comes back to his main class area, you'll see that space tourism is gone from the current area and it's been dropped into the past area for him to access. That's it. Very easy to stay organized with the lesson planner in a Kanban style. We hope that you like it. Oh, actually, there's one more thing that I should mention to you. If you click on this card, you may have noticed over on the side here, there's a couple of options that you can do. You can delete the card just to remove it from that class. I'm not going to do that right now, but that would take it out of the class and remove it from the access to the students as well. And then there's two other items here. Post to Google Classroom and copy and share link. So if I post to Google Classroom and I've connected my class to Google Classroom, I can very easily just choose the class in Google Classroom and assign it there. Or I can copy and share the link for sharing to an LMS. So if I just click this button, you'll see down below link copied. It gives you a tokenized link. You can go and drop that into Canvas or Moodle or wherever you want, or you can send it as an email. And when your students receive that link or they click on that link in Canvas or Moodle, it will jump them right to the appropriate page on Ellii and they'll be able to complete that task on our site. That's it. That's the lesson planner. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you make good use of this lesson planner. It's a great way to stay organized. Let us know what you think and happy teaching to all of you. Stay well.